everybody, and thanks for kicking off another week with us. It is the 12th of January this Monday around, and we're talking about a winter warning. Freezing rain in the forecast, and a lot of folks traveling last night may have got in on similar circumstances. A lot of slick spots experienced last night, bridges and overpasses and the like, temperatures close to freezing, ground temperatures a little less, and it did cause a few problems last night. No accidents that I'm aware of in the viewing area, but that may not be the situation tonight and into your tomorrow morning, as we do have a warning to issue tonight because of some freezing rain. We'll take a look at the timeline in just a few moments and see when we expect that changeover to happen for the viewing area. A whole lot to talk about weather-wise. The good news is that by the time the weekend rolls around, we'll kick off Friday, well, the unofficial start of the weekend, I guess we could say, 43 and sunny, and we've got the low 50s Saturday and Sunday, mostly sunny, clear, calm, and a really nice end of the work week, but a nicer even weekend in store. We're due. Nice to have a little break from the cold, but we've got some serious weather to cover before we get to that point. And I'll get to that in a few moments. A lot of headlines tonight as well. We'll get to those in a few moments as well after a few other reports from elsewhere around eastern Kentucky. A couple of deaths this evening, one associated with a motorcycle, one associated with an ATV. A man in Breathitt County has died several days after injuries he sustained in a head-on collision between the motorcycle he was operating and a pickup truck. It happened on the second day of January. State police say that Jason Adaminsky passed away on the 8th after being seriously injured in that crash on the 2nd. He was airlifted to the UK Medical Center and then passed away late Friday from his injuries. It was a head-on collision involving the motorcycle he was riding. No charges were filed against the other operator of the truck, who was not injured, not taken to the hospital either. It happened on Combs Branch Road in Breathitt County, once again on the second day of the year. And a Letcher County man has died, this involving an ATV. He was riding the ATV, it overturned, pinned him beneath the vehicle. He's been identified tonight as 76-year-old Calvin Baker. He was killed when his ATV overturned, and then he was unable to free himself. The Letcher County coroner pronounced him dead at the scene. Well, after officially announcing his candidacy back in May and since raising about $1.25 million or a little more, our state's Attorney General, Jack Conway, has officially filed to run for governor as of this morning, announcing he is officially on the ballot for the governor of Kentucky. Now, this is so far a small ballot. It's expected to grow. Several Republicans have voiced their interest in running. None have officially filed as of yet. Former congressional candidate Jeff Young filed in December. And some other Democrat names have also been tossed around as well, but no one officially to be on the ballot. And of course, Republican James Comer is one of those individuals expected to be on the ballot in May. A former London, Kentucky doctor pleaded guilty Friday to filing false tax returns in which he falsely reported millions in fictitious business expenses to try to reduce his taxable income. According to documents filed with the court, Dr. Visa Haran Siva Subraniam owned and operated Hematology Oncology Physicians East. They called it HOPE for short. He offered medical oncology and hematology services, and from 3 years, from 07 to 09, he earned more than $16 million in that 3-year period, and he falsely reported $13 million worth of fictitious medical supply expenses to offset that income. He now owes $4.5 million in taxes, faces a mandatory or statutory maximum sentence of 6 years in prison and a $500,000 fine when he is officially sentenced on July the 7th. A call emergency late Friday evening around 9 o'clock, a single vehicle accident on Route 7 in McGoffin County. A little bit of video from the landing zone established to fly out one of the occupants shows the landing zone that was established in the Royalton area. The accident happened actually about 6 miles out of Sagersville in front of Sager Trucking on 7. A vehicle, a pickup truck, I believe with 3 occupants is what authorities were told, was traveling on Route 7 when for an unknown reason the vehicle left the roadway. One of the individuals was being observed and examined by ambulance personnel. A paramedic then realized that his head injury, which was caused after the occupant was unrestrained and then crashed into the windshield, was progressively getting worse. At that time, an air medical helicopter was called, HealthNet I believe it was, and landed at the established landing zone and transferred him to the hospital. His condition at this hour is uncertain to us. We have no additional reports.
Police believe that there was possibly up to 3 occupants in the vehicle. One was at or near the scene upon their arrival. Another was at a nearby residence where he had gone seeking help. And the third individual was still being sought after at the time that this video was taken.
McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Joshua Peace is the officer investigating that accident to try to determine who the driver was, but he was also one of the 2 officers responding to a burglary over the course of the weekend at a McGoffin County residence. He tells me earlier today via telephone that a call came into 911 that a McGoffin County resident and their family was returning home in the River Road area, and before entering their residence noticed movement inside and someone burglarizing their home, and with their infant in tow. Without going into the home, they instead called police.
Chief Sheriff's Deputy Joshua Peace says that he and City Police Officer Mike Nichols responded to a residence on River Road owned and occupied by a Matt Hessler. The Hessler family was returning home and saw shadows or movement inside their residence and did not go in and instead called 911. Upon arrival of authorities, the individual or individuals inside had fled the scene. Peace says that upon questioning the neighbors in the area to see if they'd seen or known anything, they went next door to a residence where this man lives, a Pat Arnett. He was discovered inside, as well as several of the stolen items: a stolen gun, 2 stolen gaming systems, and some other items, and he was charged with receiving stolen property, a firearm, and receiving stolen property under $10,000. There was also a Savage 22 weapon that was not recovered and is still considered missing. Arnett was still lodged as of airtime in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center after robbing, apparently, says authorities, his neighbors who literally lived directly next door.
I'll be back with more headlines in just a few moments, just to keep you kind of up to date. YourNewsToday.com is still up and rolling. I've been trying to get programming uploaded on the following day, if not a little bit sooner, and last week kind of fell behind, but all of the programming is up to date, and we'll try to have it on there within a 24-hour period, as the programming will be coming back to the newsroom, and then the next morning I come in, we can get it online and able for you to view anywhere you are. But YourNewsToday.com, where you can find Your News Today at any hour. With that said, more headlines after these messages. Court papers filed today shed a little more light on what appears to be a still upcoming trial in regards to the November election.
These additional court documents were just filed earlier today in the ongoing case of John Montgomery versus Judge Charles Hardin and the Board of Elections. Hardin had filed another motion for dismissal, mostly centered on some technicalities. This latest request for dismissal involved about 4 or 5 different areas or grounds for requested dismissal, but was denied by Judge John David Preston on each of those grounds. Also made public today was an agreed-upon order where both Montgomery and Hardin requested all materials under lock and key at the Attorney General's office that pertain to the absentee ballots and supporting materials related to the November general election. There was also a witness list provided by Montgomery. It includes 94 different individuals, along with any other absentee voters and any identified experts or witnesses. Now, Montgomery's exhibit list includes several items such as fiscal court meeting minutes and agendas, all material seized by the Attorney General, all absentee applications, voter assistance forms, signature rosters, and more. Also included in that list, he says, are photographs said to be of driveways and private roads that received gravel, tile, blacktop, and or other improvements. Also photographs allegedly showing county equipment performing work on private property. As I told you last week, depositions began in the case last week, and they have been ongoing as recently as today, with the trial still apparently set for the 2nd day of February.
And before I go to the community calendar tonight, I've got a special word of thanks. The Disabled American Veterans, our Chapter 15 of the DAV here in McGoffin County, had an announcement to go on the calendar tonight, but they also wished me to issue a word of thanks for something very sweet left behind for them back around the holidays.
They tell me they received this patriotic, it's definitely patriotic, how cute, gift basket. It was left in time for them to put on their Christmas float in December. Still a mystery who left it. They've tried to reach out and find out who was responsible and thank them, but to no avail, so they asked me to just simply say thank you on their behalf to whoever left it for them. A very, very nice thought and gesture for for a very, very important group of individuals who serve as our disabled American veterans here in Chapter 15. They want me to let everyone know that they've changed their meeting dates to the first Thursday of each month at 6 o'clock. And if you are a veteran, you're urged to attend. If you have been coming to meetings or if you'd like to learn more about the DAV, they ask you to come and join them as well. First Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. In other announcements, a very belated birthday, and it's all on me. It came in on time, and I just found it today. Not quite for certain how I managed to do that. But a happy birthday to a Larry Gullett with lots of love from Misty Haley and Job. And this was for last Thursday, so with my apologies, very happy belated birthday to Larry Gullett. I also have this one says happy belated birthday, a happy belated 26th birthday to Carrie Keaton. Love your mom and a host of family. Happy birthday to you. A reminder to start off the rest of your McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. The McGoffin County High School dance team is taking chances on 4 tickets for the UK-Georgia game on February the 3rd, 2 upper tickets, 2 lower tickets. Compliments of CNR Ashland Office Supply. Find a dance team member, support their fundraiser, and get a chance to go see UK whip up on Georgia, February the 3rd. Our next McGoffin County Community Blood Drive is this week, 12:30 to 5 o'clock. The location has changed to the McGoffin Medical Plaza there behind the Sagersville Subway. This is this Wednesday, 12:30 till 5 this Wednesday. And once again, at the McGoffin Medical Plaza. The location has changed for this monthly Community Blood Drive brought to you by the Kentucky Blood Center. And a whole lot of volunteers as well, I'm sure. You can help save a life, maybe someone you know and love, by donating a pint of blood. Simple, short, and sweet. That's all it takes. A soup bean dinner with seasoned potatoes, sauerkraut, and wieners, cornbread, cake, all that and more at the Sagersville Free Will Baptist Church this Friday. You can contact them to find out more and to get your meal. Eat with them this Friday and help support their fundraiser. Just $7 a meal, $349-5740 or $349-5524. I'll remind you throughout the week, but put it there in the back of your mind today. And there's a seminar coming up on the basics of Alzheimer's disease. This is free, and it's going to be at the UK Center for Excellence in Rural Health in Hazard. It's on January the 22nd at 6:30 that evening. It's free, but they need you to register by this Friday if you plan on attending. 859-323-1331. The email address is sarah.tarrant@uk.y.edu. I'll have that announcement up the rest of this week, so be prepared to write it down if you need to tomorrow or between now and Friday. You have to pre-register by Friday. They would at least like you to do so they'll know how many are coming. They're going to have a panel of experts there and be able to answer a whole lot of questions, but they would like you to pre-register if at all possible. We'd like you to send your announcements, birthday, anniversaries, and the like to us. We'll tell everybody all about them. We'll do it for free. All you got to do is send them in. Turning to funeral service announcements brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, we're told that services were held Sunday for Ellis Earl Bailey, 90 of Sagersville, who passed away on this past Friday. He was married to Irene Mullins Bailey, who preceded him death. He's survived by sons Marvin Earl, Ralph, Charles Ellis, and Jimmy Lee Bailey, and daughters Patty Wireman and Sharon Fields. Burial was held at the Johnson County Memorial Cemetery. Once again, 90-year-old Ellis Earl Bailey of Sagersville.
A Sagersville man was arrested since I saw you last Friday on charges of animal abuse and or neglect. I'm still gathering some details and materials for that report. We'll have that, as well as a few others that we're working on later on in the week. For now, let's spend a little more time than usual tonight talking about your weather forecast,
because in it we do have a freezing rain advisory in effect from 8 o'clock tonight till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. A cold front dropping south across eastern Kentucky this evening, allowing temperatures to fall below freezing from north to south and into the overnight hours. Well, those temperatures combined with some light freezing rain or drizzle could lead to some very light ice accumulations. Very light. This is not a major weather player, but it doesn't take a whole lot when you're talking about ice and freezing rain and drizzle to cause some problems real fast. So right now, as far as the window, you'll see that a lot of the viewing area in that gray swath there in the middle of the screen, basically 11 to 1 a.m. is when we expect to see some temperatures fall below, giving any lingering rain or drizzle a chance to become frozen. And, of course, a lot of moisture already on the roads. We are at 39 degrees if you're catching the early show, but temperatures are expected to fall tonight to around 25 degrees. So therein lies the reason for the freezing rain advisory, 8 o'clock tonight till 10 o'clock in the morning. And that, of course, will be something that you'll want to keep an eye on in any travel. You want to make sure that you don't get caught off guard. It just takes a little bit of ice, a very thin layer, to cause any major problems. Like I said, not a big weather maker by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just enough to certainly cause some travel issues late tonight, definitely on your morning commute tomorrow. Snow day, certainly in the realm of possibility. We've got areas of freezing drizzle up until about 7 o'clock in the morning or so. Temperatures are still going to be below freezing throughout most of the day tomorrow, with a daytime high expected only at 29 degrees on your Tuesday. So, cloudy tonight, drizzle, some freezing rain, very light precipitation, but temperatures plummeting or bottoming out at 25 degrees. They'll only recover to the tune of 29 tomorrow. Clouds are still going to hang tough. That freezing drizzle is looking to be possible in the morning before 7, and then another round late tomorrow night after 11 with a low of 23 to 24 degrees. So it's going to be another situation, not to the degree of tonight, but tomorrow night will warrant some additional watch of the weather conditions. Wednesday is when things start to calm down. Mostly cloudy skies, 34, 35 degrees. Calm. Cloudy, but cold, but calm and dry. The good news is that dry pattern continues throughout the entire forecast period. And in fact, even though we'll see mostly cloudy skies on your Thursday, temperatures climb a degree or two up to about 37. Nighttime lows are still in the 20s. Can't shake them yet, but we will by the end of your work week. And in fact, by the time Friday rolls around, we're talking about sunshine-filled skies and temperatures into the 40s. 43 looks to be a good guesstimate for Friday's temperatures. Temperatures are still going to be in the 20s, mid to upper 20s for nighttime lows on your Friday, but it's going to be sunny, and it's going to be a vast improvement. And speaking of vast improvements, the weekend certainly entails one. We're talking about Saturday mostly sunny and 50, 51, 52, maybe even 53 or 4 degrees possibly as that sunshine really builds in, and a nighttime low above freezing, I'm glad to report. Sunday, another sunny day right around the 50-degree mark again, so we are due. All we have to do is make it through tonight and a little freezing drizzle in the morning, and then tomorrow night, and thereafter a slow recovery to a nice reward by Friday and certainly into the weekend, which is, well, it's a long way away for now, but it'll be here before you know it. And so will I, next time, for more of Your News Today. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.